DC Multiverse Page Punchers.
How's it going, super friends, and welcome to my better late than never review of the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Dick Grayson Batman action figure and the McFarlane Toys DC Direct Page Puncher Damian Wayne Robin action figure. I figured that these two were Batman and Robin together before Bruce and Damian were Batman and Robin, so it makes sense that these iconic characters would be reviewed together in one video, right? I actually waited to review this Batman figure until Damian came out for this exact purpose. So we can see we got Batman on the inside here. We have Batman Reborn on the side. And then we have an extremely iconic image of Dick and Damian together standing in front of the Batmobile. And then for Page Puncher Robin, we have the Page Puncher packaging that we always see. It's just a clear bubble with the figure on the inside. And what do you know? You have pretty much the same image on the back of this package as we did on this package. So now we can see that the image on the back of both of them is actually from Batman and Robin issue number 1. Man, Grant Morrison and Frank Quietly, what a fantastic team. So let me just pop these guys out of the package, and then I'll be back in just a second. And here we have them both out of the package, waiting to be reviewed. And each one, as you can see, comes with a trading card. Here's the Batman one. It's the same image as the cover of the comic in the back of the box. As usual, you've got that data file bio on the back, so feel free to pause to read that if you'd like to in 3, 2, 1. And here's the Robin trading card. Again, the same image as the back of the box, or in this case, the comic. If you'd like to pause to read Damian's bio as well, you can do that. Batman also comes with some extra hands, 2 grippy hands for grabbing onto, well, nothing, because he didn't come with any accessories, and 2 open, I'm gonna get ya, strangly hands. While Damian comes with a katana, a little bit more firm than some of the other ones that we've seen in the past. It's not quite as skishy. And then we have this cracked in half Professor Pig mask. They actually did a really good job on this. I've seen people on social media actually re-gluing this together, and it also looks really cool when you do that. Okay, so let's move all this out of the way and have a look at the figures. And specifically, I'm going to start with the Batman. We can actually see by looking at these 4 Batman figures that Dick's body buck has been used multiple times before. Originally with these 2 Batman figures, later on with this one, pardon the head swap, and now with the current figure that we're reviewing. I know that this body's been used with other figures, but those are just the ones that I brought out. Now, the ways that this figure is actually different than those, there's actually a few. For one, this Batman's emblem is just painted on his chest. And yes, I know that this one has the exact same feature, just a painted Batman emblem, but this body buck actually started with the emblems for Batman being separate pieces that were then laid into the body. Also, this Batman's utility belt is completely different. It's the Dick Grayson Batman utility belt, and as you can see, it's accurate to the source material. One way that Dick Grayson's Batman suit differed from Bruce's Bat uniform is the gauntlets. You can see that Dick only had 2 scallops and the gauntlets were much shorter. And this Batman actually comes with a set of bat brass knuckles on each hand. I love the fact that this Batman's facial sculpt is absolutely accurate to the original artwork that it's based off of. And I love the fact that this Batman comes with a cloth goods cape with wires in it. This one's really shiny. I think it would have been a little bit cooler if they chose a different material that wasn't like a shiny material. And although it's really cool that this Batman comes with a cloth goods cape, it would have been really something kind of special had they have made it so that the cape started further down rather than so high up on his shoulders, because now we can't really get the cape over his shoulders, which is such a classic Batman look. Like when I pull on this, as far as I can get it to go, that's it. You're looking at the sum total for as far as I can move it forward. Still, a very cool figure. Glad it has a cloth goods cape. And for those of you who maybe have a second one and are looking to make like a classic Batman custom figure out of this, well, you can. It's actually not that hard. All I had to do was heat the figure up and swap the forearms at the elbows, and use the ones that came on the black and gray version of this Batman. I also stole the belt from a Hush Batman action figure and swapped the belts. But honestly, the trunks and belt from Hush will actually fit on the figure, no problem. You don't actually need to separate the belt and the trunks. The hardest part, actually, is changing the head sculpt. And you might want to use a different one because I actually had to take this head off of a Hush figure and then cut the neck off and Dremel it out and make room for a ball peg. So you might want to use a different head sculpt, but it is doable if you know how to do it and you know what you're doing. And just like that, you can actually take Dick Grayson Batman and turn him into a much more classic Batman. That's actually why I bought two. Now, because we've seen this figure so many times before, so many body bucks, and you've probably seen many different Batman action figure reviews using this body buck, I'm just going to skip the articulation and move on to Robin, who looks really, really, really awesome. This is probably McFarlane's best Robin figure that they've made so far. And I know I say stuff like that a lot. This is probably the best one that they made to date. You know, it's one of the best ones. I think this one really is the best Damian Wayne Robin figure that they've ever made. For real. Not exaggerating. So here are two other Robins from McFarlane Toys alongside the current Damian. And, well, this should be a testament to how much I actually appreciate this Damian. I will likely do nothing to customize this Robin. Like, at all. I'm going to leave it just as is, vanilla. While these two, I actually did things to customize them because I wasn't 100% satisfied with them. So, Rebirth Robin actually got a new head sculpt. I purchased this from Customs by Martin. He does fantastic work. And then this Robin here, I actually did a bunch of things to it. I repainted a bunch of the red and painted some of the details on the suit that were never painted and cleaned up some of the paint applications. And then, you know, obviously I gave him a new head sculpt. That's actually from the Mezco 1/12 Collective Robin. Both pretty cool Robin figures without the modifications. However, this one, I don't think it needs anything. I think it looks that good. Like, this just looks fantastic. The face sculpt for this guy is perfect. Looking at this up close, I can't see anything that I would actually change about this. It just looks great. This is like a perfect Damian Wayne head sculpt. And the suit looks perfect too. The gauntlets, his tunic, the belt, the Robin symbol on his chest. They have added some highlights underneath the pectoral area here. Here's a look at Robin's feet there. Got his shoes with the red laces. And it's fantastic that he has a cloth goods cape and a cloth goods hood as well. Let's get that hood up for him. So there it is on top of his head from the back. And here it is from the front. The only thing I don't like about this hood is that you've got this fluffy patch right here sticking out right there. You see it? And it is kind of noticeable when he's wearing his hood. He's got this like little frayed piece hanging down. And it doesn't quite mold right. So that's the only thing that I don't like about this Robin figure. And it probably is just mine. But again, it is cool that he has a cloth goods cape. And this one is wired, unlike Batman's, all around the outside. Here is the current Damian in between the old school DC Direct Damian Robin and the old school DC Universe Classics, or rather the Signature Series Damian Robin. Out of all three, I gotta say, I like McFarlane's the best. And here he is between some of the New 52 Bat family. I've also got him in between all these characters because this is technically how he looked during the time of the New 52. It wasn't until Rebirth that we would see a costume change for Damian. And yes, I do know that this Batman figure, although technically made on the Rebirth Batman body buck, you can see they're going for the New 52 here with the belt that they have sculpted for this figure. It's the one that came with the glider. If you haven't seen that review yet, I've also got that up on my channel. Feel free to check that out if you'd like as well. And, well, you know, there's only one more thing to do with this figure, and that is check out the articulation. So, Robin's head sculpt. Oh, goodness. That noodle bobbles. Look at that. That is an absolute full range of motion. Bravo. Shoulders are on those rounded hinges, and of course, they're pretty articulated. You can get them into, that's a good enough T. What do you think? Then you've got bicep swivels. You've got double jointed elbows. Oh, what's that? We got a scuff on his glove. Inside of this glove here, this gauntlet, he has rounded hinges. Now this one is not proving to be very useful because this gauntlet goes way far down. The other one, you can actually see it. They're not symmetrical. I'm either going to have to push this glove down or pull the other glove up just so that it looks the same. Anyway, you can see you do have a rounded hinge there. And then the torso, don't expect much because he does have that rubber tunic. And so even if there is an articulation point in there, counted as useless. He does actually rotate 360, which is nice. You've got 2 rounded ball joints in the groin there. That's nice. What do they do is, oh, no. This is abysmal. I want more of this. Oh, now I just pulled his leg off trying to make it do the articulation that I wanted it to do. Okay, so it's clearly not going to do it. However, we do have in consolation double jointed knee articulation. However, that consolation is hampered by the fact that the tunic right here actually does get in the way of what it's able to do, whether it's forward and backwards. Outside, maybe not so much. It seems like it's doing a pretty good job. It's holding its own, but certainly forwards, that's, you know, not quite what you want with a Robin figure, I would think. And then inside of his boot here, you do have a rounded joint, and that moves nice and freely, clicks into place. I kind of wish these weren't ratcheted. Yeah, I'm at the point now where I'm not a big fan of ratcheted ankles, but it's also a pivot, and he has toe articulation as well. Very cool. I like both of these figures very much, and I can actually recommend these quite highly, especially Robin. If you happen to see Robin hanging on the peg somewhere, don't be a stranger. Pick it up, add it to your cart, and this Batman as well. These have been out for a while now, so I'm sure you've probably already seen a few reviews on these. So thank you so much if you watched this video and made it all the way to the end. That makes me feel special. And I will see you with the next one. Have a DC day, everybody, and take care.